And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the semi-finals of the Tenacious Turtle Tussle number 21. Your now bi-weekly dose of Open StarCraft. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to our PvZ, and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have our South Korean Zerg player, the Blue Zerg, representing Gaiman Gladiators. It is SHIN. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the Polish Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing his new team, Streamer Zone. It is Gerald. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It's time to get your gamba going, because predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will take the series, on how you think this series will progress. Best of luck. Best of luck in the chat. As we are going to be settling in, SHIN forcing the unnatural natural, the first big deviation here. Meanwhile, Gerald just going gate expand, a standard opener out of our Protoss player, and a slightly more disrupted opener by SHIN, by the Zerg. As we are settling in. Again, best of luck. For those that are curious as to the seeding of this event, the number 1 seed was Beyond, of course. The number 2 seed is SHIN. We mentioned earlier, could anyone stop Beyond and SHIN from meeting in the grand finals? I do believe that Gerald is one to stop them. He is one to stop them. He is one that can pose a threat to these players. We'll see. We'll see if he can. For now, is going to be tasing away at that drone, being as annoying as possible, trying to force some inefficient mining. We've already seen a taste of SHIN's ZvP, but SHIN can be very chaotic in this matchup as well. We've seen him more often than not embrace mutas whenever he can, go for these roach all-ins, go for these timings. Doesn't have to play straight up as well. SHIN can be a hard player to read. Meanwhile, that probe wants the drone. Oh my god, Gerald, calm down. He wants the drone. We'll finally pull away. Going for his take of choice. Looking like a Stargate opener based on the pylon positioning. And we have SHIN opening up with this handful of lings. 6 lings are on the way to defend, to scatter across the map. There's that Stargate for Gerald. Meanwhile... Okay. Yeah, there we go. He does make an extra pair of lings, so 8 lings in total. Interesting. That's a lot of lings already. Making more lings behind this. He's going for a third base, but that's a lot of lings here for SHIN. He is moving out. How many? 12 in total. And the goal here is to bust into the mineral line, maybe even get on top of the pylon. Adept has arrived. Overlord's in position. He's waiting for the Adept to move out. And here come the lings. Here comes SHIN's ling flood. This is not all in, but this can end the game. As the Adept doesn't commit, is staying back at home. The surround! Oh! The surround! The Adept gets caught out, and is that game? The pylon's under fire. Depowers the gateway. Oracle's still on the way, and probes are going down. This is just far too much damage already. Ay. SHIN being so cheeky. Not like this. Link speed kicks in. Adept recalls back home. Oh my god. But this is, again, already so much damage. 7 probe kills, 8 probe kills. Ay. Going for the backup pylon. And the pylon after that as well. Oracle has arrived. Ling's going to be zoned away. But this is already so much damage. Not like this. And behind this, SHIN is droning. SHIN, he's just happily droning up. Getting another expansion. Oracle forced to waste this energy back at home to defend, so no energy left to harass. And it's a rough start for Gerald. Rough start, man. Not like this. As these 2 oracles have a lot of work to do. They've got a lot to do here across the map as they move out. Back at home, what do we have? We have 2 queens and a spore at the natural. We have a spore on the way at the third. We have a spore in the main. We have spores everywhere. Queens everywhere as well. SHIN, he's ready. He's ready for the defense. Oracles, they rotate between the bases. They head for the main. Queen's in position. And the oracles, they get 0 damage so far. SHIN is supply blocked. Ooh, quite heavily supply blocked. 5 overlords on the way. So SHIN will have to break out, going for a safety Roach Warren. Likewise, Gerald is resaturating himself, getting his third. His third is delayed. Now, despite the supply block, and hey, the Phoenix is putting in some work. Do you get an Overlord? Going for another. Despite that, I will still favor Shin's position. He's still ahead economically. And he won't necessarily take into Roaches. The Roach one is just for safety, just in case there is an all-in. We can see that Gerald, he's not going all-in. He's trying to recover, trying to macro. Oracles are still being active. We'll see what Gerald can get done. Behind this, Temple Archives on the way. It's going to be for Storm. It's going to be a Storm-based composition. Gerald's walling up. And SHIN is still relentless. No shield battery! No! She's still relentless. I mean, thankfully there are some oracles back at home, but 2 of them save go down. Still efficient trades here by SHIN. Gerald, he's fully walling off. Yeah, the goal here for Gerald should be just to defend, just to fortify himself, turtle up, and try to catch up here with SHIN. It's not going to be an easy game here for Gerald, not whatsoever. Still has a little recovering to do. Phoenix into the main. Threatens the base. Lings, they confirm gases, they confirm saturation, they get eyes on the High Templar as well. And SHIN, he should be taking towards Lurkers again. I mean, the infestation bit's on the way, that's going to be for the Hive. No hydrogen yet. Roaches are amassing. Overlord Speed's on the way. SHIN, he's actually going for a bit of a queen walk. Yeah, the queens are moving out. Overlords are on the way as well to spread creep. Here comes the Ling Roach and Ravager. So SHIN is going to try to break Gerald before he can really stabilize, before he can build up. Some cannon, shield battery, stasis traps as well. There are some storms. And can Gerald hold? Stasis traps, they are baited out. One of them at least. Oh my god. And another. Yeah, better stage traps do connect. Files on the cannon. So far, Gerald, he's buying time. Cannon is going to go down. Gerald, he's supply blocked. Oh, now is not the time. Storm does zone the army away. Overlords have arrived. Yeah, the creep is spreading. Nice transfuse here from SHIN. Does some of the Ravagers. Takes down another shield battery. The Archon goes down. No more storms. And no storms left. SHIN, he can keep going. He has anti-air as well. Gets on top of the Archons. Denies any other storms. And even the Oracles can't do much here. Not with all these queens. Again, it was just a rough start for Gerald. And SHIN, he's snowballing out of control. Getting on top of the last remnants of the army. There's a couple of stalkers left. GG gets called, and SHIN will take game at number 1. GG. GG, well played again. Just a brutal start for Gerald. As a reminder, winding it back, SHIN, he made 12 Lings at the start of the game. He moved out across the map. He surrounded the first Adept. And as soon as that first Adept got surrounded, I mean, that was game then and there. He was able to kill the pylons, able to cripple the economy, force back the Oracle, just so much damage, game-ending damage at the start of the game. From there, it was on Gerald to try to recover, but he was just unable to. And SHIN snowballed out of control, and now we're getting ready for game number 2. And of course it is. If you've been tuning into the channel for the past, like, 2 months, you would know about the meme, about... the fact that, I mean, I've even been talking about it with Yaku during the podcast about Dynasty. SHIN, he is one of the few Zerg players that consistently does not veto Dynasty. Doesn't matter if it's a best of 5 or a best of 3. Dynasty in ZvP keeps getting through the veto process for SHIN. I'm shaking my head. SHIN is quite fond of it, for good reason. I mean, SHIN, he does have a very unorthodox, very specialized build on this map, and we'll see if we get to experience it again here against Gerald. I'm referring to a spine rush. If the Protoss player goes for the goal base, then SHIN is very, very willing to spine rush his opponent and try to punish the gold. We'll see if we can get there. Every time. No. We'll see if he does it again. Now, he doesn't spine rush every time we load into Dynasty, but more often than not. More often than not. We'll see. As we're getting into game number 2. And to be fair, SHIN, he also doesn't veto Dynasty against Terran as well. He's an animal. Aye. Plays very differently against Terran, though. Very differently. We might get into that later on. As we're getting into game 2 and spawning in the top right-hand corner of Dynasty, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Blue Zerg, representing Gaiman Gladiators, leading the series 1-0. It is SHIN. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the red Protoss player, the Polish Protoss, representing Streamer Zone. Down in the series, we'll see if we can bounce back and force the ace match. It is Gerald. And I wonder if Gerald's been watching, because SHIN, he's been notorious for spine rushing this location at the gold, and Gerald is not going for the gold base, he's going for the standard natural. The pylon has been placed, Gerald, he's walling off here at the ramp, and he's setting up to expand on the low ground. Meanwhile, SHIN going for the gold. He's going for his own gold base instead. Now, it is very commonplace here in this matchup for Zerg players to take this gold on the left-hand side. The reason for this is that they can get into the high-yield gas geyser and go for a roach all-in. This is usually for roach all-ins. You can see Gerald, he's scouting, he checks the natural, checks the third, doesn't check the gold yet, but he's on the way. Yeah, he's on the way to check the gold to confirm, and it's going to be on Gerald to punish this expansion. Now, the way to defend here, especially because it's so isolated compared to your own main, is static defense. To invest into spine crawlers, into spore crawlers. That should be kind of the direction here for SHIN, with heavy queens as well, but we'll see. We'll see how hard he commits. We'll see if Gerald can punish this. Gerald, he does go for the gold! Okay! I mean, he scouts, he sees the gold, he goes for his own. He's going for his own gold base as well. Walling up here on the low ground. And again, we'll see if Gerald can punish the expansion. But now we're settling in, we're calming things down. SHIN, he is just droning up, saturating Maynard's over, saturates the gold. We'll soon be saturating the gas geyser as well. Gerald, he checks to see if SHIN is being a little bit greedier and going into a faster third. Shatter to the turtle. Meanwhile, it is going to be a Twilight Council opener here out of Gerald. Makes sense, so it looks like he's going into Glaive Adepts. I mean, it could be DTs as well, one or the other. Glaive Adepts or Dark Templar. But aggression from the Protoss. And again, as we mentioned before, the onus is on Gerald to punish SHIN. Because on the one hand, sure, Gerald, he has his own gold, that is true, but he does not have the high yield gas. As the gas is being prioritized, and this should lead into roach play. So then, we're setting up. Rope has been placed. We are not pulling out a gas. This could be a Dark Shrine. I'm leaning towards it until we pull out. We shall see. Now Adepts are moving out. Trying to get a read on what's going on. And yeah, Gerald, he is staying in those gas geysers. I mean, there's going to be layers to this, because on the one hand, it's going to be a Twilight Council, but with a gold as well. There's the Dark Shrine that we did mention, so it is a DT opener. Overlord is coming in for a scout, and SHIN, he's going to be able to see everything. Yeah, brutal scout here. Gerald, he won't be able to catch SHIN off guard. Spore's already on the way. And the Overlord will confirm, sure, there is a Stalker in position, but alas, it won't be good enough. And the Dark Shrine is scouted. SHIN knows. Shin, he knows to be ready. We should be seeing spores in every mineral line. Creep is spreading. Roaches are going to be amassing. There's the roach warren for Shin. Boy. Shin should be secure. Prism is moving out. You can see Shin spreading creep here behind the base as well. Now, if the DTs don't do any damage, of course, they can morph into Archons. Yo, shout out to Sinistro. Fala galera, papi. Shout out to Sinistro. But we had like 6 Brazilian players sign up today. Where were you, Sinistro? Where was Sinistro? Cosmos signed up. Shout out to Cosmos. He was playing in today's tournament. He got all the other Brazilian players to sign up as well. Cosmos. Meanwhile, the Archons are morphing in. DTs were deflected. 7 actually, yeah. Ah. As Gerald does get 1 drone so far at the natural. Gets an overload as well. Supply blocking Shin. Shin supply blocked. And I was curious how we're going to make use of this gas geyser. I was assuming Roach all in. There are Roaches, that is true. But Shin, he has other plans. He's going for the Spire. Spire hidden behind the main base. We have 2 gases in the main, 2 gases here at the natural, and of course the high yield gas geyser at the third as well. Plenty of gas to work with. Mutas are on the horizon. And this is where I do worry for Gerald. Because of the opener, I mean, some of his tech is a little bit more delayed. There's no Stargate, there's no Phoenix potential, no Phoenix production. As the Prism does move out. Gets eyes on the 4th. Queens are keeping up. They're already in position. We have a transfuse. Oh, 1 queen goes down. High energy queen as well. And not bad. The Prism. No. But the Prism goes down. Forces a recall. And what's concerning here with the death of that Prism, no scouting. That means no scouting information. There's no vision of the main, no vision of the gases. Gerald doesn't know. Doesn't know what's going on. There's a safety cannon here at the gold, thankfully.
I am here in the shadows.
It is setting up. Meanwhile, we are getting ready. +1 air attack is on the way. I mean, this main army here for Shin can do quite well against a roach-based composition just because of how many Archons and Immortals there are. But he's going to be contained. Disruptors, they won't help too much either. Mutas are moving out. We have how many in total? We have 9. 9 mutas here, soon to be 16. They can one-shot probes. Sure, there's a cannon, but, I mean, the mineral line is still under threat. Getting 3 probe kills so far. As they rotate into the main, cannons in position. That's still another 6 probes. Looks like one of the mutas should go down. Oh my god, going past the cannon. Not bad. And nice juggling here with the Archon. The final Archon should go down. Oh my god. Nice control out of Gerald. That was 5 mutas falling. Gerald, he's holding his own. Warfare's going to fire. Oh my god, the Archon volleys. They're crazy. And Shin has to calm down. He has to respect the Archons. He's making more mutas behind this. Mass muta against Stalker Archon. That I'm not so sure about. I'm concerned here for Shin's army composition. Does have some roaches on the ground to support, but he's made so many mutas. Meanwhile, Gerald is not counterattacking. He's just securing his 4th. So Gerald, he's just taking a more defensive stance. He's got Archons on one side, Stalkers on the other. Just trying to hold on. Catching up more mutas. He is trying to keep up. Behind this, working towards Storm. Mutas, they still find a way in. 1 muta goes down. Ooh, Prism finally goes down with an Archon. Not a bad pickoff. And as Shin distracts, the Ling Roach Ravager hits the fourth, or hits the gold. Gets a couple of workers. Gerald has to respond. Now, what's important as well, as the armies do trade... Oh, there we go, off. Oh my god, massive chunk of roaches go down. Is that Shin, his economy has been left untouched. He's got 80 workers, he's getting up to 5 bases. Shin, he can max out, he can sustain some of these trades. Gerald, less so. So even though Gerald, he's been doing a really good job at defending, on top of that, because of that, he hasn't been able to harass. Hasn't been able to do much about Shin. Stalkers are keeping up with the rotations. Oh my god. Yeah, Shin investing quite hard here into mutas, and so far it hasn't really been worth it. He's gotten a couple of workers here and there, and he has at least forced his opponent to be contained. But still not the best trades. I do like this here from Gerald. He's rolling off as he's slowly mining through the minerals. But the mutas are here. And they go for the cannon. Overcharge does keep it alive a little bit longer. Cannon goes down. 6 probes. Shin backs off. Oh, he wants the Archons. Oh, it's not going to be a pretty trade though. It gets 2. 24 mutas have gone down. The value here, the efficiency out of Gerald, it's been insane. And at a certain point, I feel like Shin should calm down, but no, he's still making more mutas. He's not stopping. I do worry here that the ground army is going to be struggling as a result. We'll see. As you see, Gerald in position to protect his 5th. Mutas, they hit the gold. Forcing a recall. Gets an Archon. Mutas, they dive into the main. Oh, they're left idle for a moment. And Shin instead, he's going for the 3rd. Bailey, they crash in the high tempo. No! Storms are thrown down, but they bust into the mineral line. 11 probes go down. 15 even. 19 probes. Mutas, they go for the 5th, and Shin, he's pulling Gerald apart. Disruptor's getting caught out as well. 1 Disruptor goes down. Just the 1. He wants another. Gets 2. Gets 3. Oh, god. 3, 4 Disruptor kills. Not like this. A Nexus as well. And Gerald, he was defending. He was fortifying himself and playing well for so long this game. Until now. Here, he just lost every single Disruptor. He lost his economy, 20 probe kills, the 4th base as well, and now he's all in. Now Gerald, he has to counterattack. He has to commit. No storms either though. He pulls back. He just warps in a wave of High Templar, but he has to wait for Storm. They're still a ways off. That is a lot of High Templar, but he's stuck at home, and Shin, he counterattacks. Counterattacks once again. Going for the cannons, going for the upgrades. Just trading with the Stalkers. Has to respect the Archon, has to back up. Bailey's rolling in, forcing out storms. Oh, they deny +3. +3 is denied. Nexus as well. Mutas, they hit the 5th. Again, Archon's having a hard time keeping up. 14 probe kills. And some Stalkers. And again, because the economy, Shin is getting a 6th expansion. But because the economy, Shin, he can just keep remaxing. You can just keep rebuilding, replacing these mutas. So even though Shin hasn't had the most efficient trades, it's still worth it. It's still something he can afford. And he made up for it earlier, knocking down these bases. Denying the expansions, now there's a way right into the main. Massive Ling Flood into the main base. Recall's on cooldown. There's no turning back. Oh wait, no, never mind. Recall just came off cooldown. Never mind. Does recall back. Oh, the tech! Templar Archives goes down. No more High Templar, no more Storms. At least, no additional. I mean, God, that's still plenty of High Templar to work with. Will have to be rebuilt. The Lings are locked in! The pylon finished. Oh my god. The Lings are locked in. Nice cleanup out of Gerald. Likewise, Gerald, this time he's keeping up with the mutas. And with this many storms, I feel like Gerald's next move out, I mean, it has potential. Definitely does have potential. But as he tries to move out, SHIN, he just keeps counterattacking. Keeps going for the main. Or for now the third. Dark Shrine goes down. Busts into the mineral line, getting a pylon. How many meters do we have? 28! Now 27. A couple of meters get picked off. No, the mineral line! Again. Gerald, he's having a very hard time keeping up. Here comes the Ling Bane. We do see SHIN getting ready for a surround. He wants those stalkers. At least the High Templar are safe. Baneling's rolling in. Oh, having a hard time choosing what to do for the stalkers. The probes! Oh my god. Yeah, where does he go? The probes! No, they're trapped! There's no way out of this! Oh my god, Banelings that don't even connect. They don't even get wasted on the workers. 9 probes go down to the mutas. And here we go. Here comes the counterattack, and we have plenty of storm. How many High Templar? 7. 7 High Templar. Show us the storms. SHIN is going for a base trade. He's going for the base trade instead. I mean, he knows he cannot engage with this army. No with Ling Muta. But there are lurkers. There are lurkers backing him to defend. Ay, ay, ay. SHIN is ready for this. The lunkers are in position. Recall to the natural. Main base goes down. The tech is exposed. Now, SHIN will at least get an expansion. Does get a hatchery. Might even get 2. Let's say that lurkers are in position. Muta's going to be forced back. So Gerald, he gets 1 expansion, but there are lurkers everywhere else. The lurker switch just in time for SHIN. He's getting to +2 range. The High Templar getting caught out. The Banelings, they don't connect. But they go for the mineral line instead. Just crippling the economy. And again, despite the fact that Gerald, he was keeping up with the mutas for most of this game, remember, he was keeping up, he was punishing SHIN. It took a long time for SHIN to finally get some damage, but Gerald, he never threw down a Stargate. He never threw down a Stargate, he never began Phoenix production. Despite how heavily invested SHIN was in mutas, Gerald, he just committed to a ground-based army, and he was keeping up for a while, but eventually he was pulled apart. Eventually he was just pulled apart left and right in between the bases. Eventually, SHIN, he found the damage he was hoping for, and it snowballed from there. And now we have this game stage. Now, Gerald, he's down to 15 probes. Down to half a base saturated. Half saturation. Ay, ay, ay. And Gerald, he can no longer counterattack. I mean, he could, but, I mean, there are lurkers. There's lurkers, there's spine crawlers. The stalkers are denied. SHIN taking a 7th base. Oh my god. And Gerald, he has to back off. He retreats, going double robo. Gerald, he's gonna try to stabilize. He's trying to rebuild, getting another expansion, staying back home with at least the Archons. How many mutas died this game? 50. Oh my god. And you can see like the efficiency here, like 7,000 gas loss compared to 5,000 or 4.6k. Like, Gerald, he did so well in the first half of this game, defending against the mutas and punishing them. But getting stuck with ground toss. He never really transitioned out of this or tried to hard counter the mutas. Eventually, SHIN, he got into a mineral line, he got into a base, and once the ball started rolling, it never did stop. And now here come the lunkers. Getting in position. Storms are coming in. Massive storms on the lurkers. Oh my god, the lurkers, they're going down. A good concave. Gerald takes the best fight he could hope for. Takes out every single lurker. Mutas, they come in for a backstab. And these mutas have to buy time. Here comes Gerald. We have to go. We gotta go, Pat. Every lurker going down, but unfortunately it looks like Gerald, he's otherwise preoccupied with the mutas and he doesn't really have that much supply to work. There we go, there's the counter attack. It's all or nothing for Gerald. Unfortunately, again, it took a little bit of time, and that means that SHIN, he's remaxing on Ling Hydra and he's rebuilding his lurkers. Lurkers are being rebuilt. SHIN just engaging with what he has. Comes in with a surround. There's like maybe 2 storms remaining. As the Ling Hydra stutter steps forward, gets the final Archon. There's the final storm. And SHIN, he will clean this up. Again, it was a good effort by Gerald. But alas, it will not be an ace match. GG, good luck gets called, and SHIN will take the series at 2-0. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to SHIN, but a shout out to Gerald because, again, for the majority of this game, he was keeping up and he was punishing the mutas. For most of this game, I was I just wasn't too convinced by the muta play. I was like, yo, are we still making more mutas? Like, this just hasn't been worth it. If you recall, SHIN, he bled out so many mutas to the Stalkers, to the Archons. Gerald was doing an amazing job at defending his mineral lines and establishing more bases, but it was when Gerald tried to take a fifth base. When he tried to expand, take a 5th base, that's when Gerald was spread thin, and that's when he started to be punished more and more by the mobility of SHIN's army, whether it came down to the mutas or the Ling Roach Ravager as well. That's where SHIN was starting to pull Gerald apart, and eventually did. Eventually did pull him apart. GG, well played. Congratulations. SHIN will take the series, and we are getting ready for the upper